start, shall we?
Sounds good.
So welcome, Rose. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Jodi, for having me on.
Well, I'm really excited about hearing the message that you have for us today.
Yes, I received a message this morning from Archangel Shamuel, and um, it's a beautiful message. It touched my heart, um,
Okay.
especially being that, I come from a Catholic background. So today is actually Palm Sunday.
Yeah.
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 So it just, wow, like I said, it touched my heart. So um, if you want, I can go ahead and read it.
Would love it. I literally can't wait.
Okay. All right, here we go. This is from Archangel Shamuel. And here we go. Be of true integrity, of true to yourselves. Know that all that you see is not for your highest good. Know the difference. Use discernment in every part of your life. This is important at this time, as many lies and deceit have surrounded and clouded our vision for far too long. Use this time to reflect upon those things in your personal lives, each one of you. A new way of conduct, a new way of life is upon you now. Show mercy and compassion for everyone. Love others unconditionally. Do not pass judgment, as this is not of your highest good. Learn to live and act in the manner of your highest vibration, always with love for yourself and others. That is all.
That is all.
That was really beautiful.
It feels very much to me, Rose, like we are getting confirmation about what we have thought all along, that there is dark energy
Yes,
and balancing light energy, and people are essentially choosing which way they want to go.
exactly.
But before you can make a choice, you need to know that there are actually two paths,
Two paths.
right? And
Right.
there are some out there that's like, no, there is no dark, you just have light. And I, for one, and I know you do too, we focus on the light.
That's
That doesn't
right.
mean that there isn't a dark.
Right. Yes.
Focusing on the dark brings more energy to the dark,
Right.
you know,
Exactly.
but it
Exactly.
doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And so the message that I got today, like literally right before this, oh, and I look at the clock, it's 3:03.
Wow.
Master numbers, like it talked about that. The message that I got talked about it. So when you are saying the same thing, you know, this
Yeah,
is like their press release. This is what they
that's right.
want out
Yeah.
there.
They want
But this is
everyone to know and be aware that there is light and dark. And you can balance those two, but really, what are you going to follow? So
tell
you
me
need to
what you mean
reflect on,
about you can balance the two.
meaning you can also you see the darkness in people and
And in ourselves.
yeah, in ourselves too, because we can't say, oh, okay, we're only of light, because we have been in that situation as well. So, but we've
But we
learned.
also, do you believe, or has your experience been that we still do have the dark?
I think we do, but not. I think that we are able to see it for what it is and then move on from it.
I love that. Yeah. As I say that too, like when I talk about Mary Magdalene and her specific teachings of overcoming the 7 powers of the ego,
Oh, yes.
right? And then we've got the 7, I forget what they're called, but the 7 layers of the Kabbalah.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, 7 is such a magic
7 is
special
very
number.
sacred. Yeah.
And that
Yes.
talks about what we need to go through to battle and overcome. And they say it's the ego, but what the ego has that our angels do not is the human egoic patterning.
Yes.
That's the whole experience, right?
Mm-hmm. That's
So
right.
it's, I don't think, oh, I have no idea. Maybe Jesus and Buddha and the Ascended Masters have done this, as was their path, but we can get as close as possible to not having the ego
Yes.
come in. But I feel like that's about the best we're going to get, is to be able
Yeah.
to identify it and
Right.
kind of control it by focusing on, like, releasing it and focusing on something else. But
That's right. Yes. And having compassion for those that, are still working on that, I believe. Yeah.
yes,
And
they
no
gave me
judgment.
no judgment.
Yes. And that's
Yes.
really hard. I mean, yeah.
Well, that has been my lesson, not just all my life, but especially in the last couple of months.
Yeah.
The guides keep showing me, like, oh, that's a judgment. Are you sure you want to think about it like that? Practice what you preach, you know?
Yes, exactly. Oh,
And
they are quick to show you
yeah,
right away.
yeah,
Here it is.
put it right in your face. I wonder if you could read that one more time.
Sure. Oh,
So
yes.
after what we just talked about with the ego and with the light and the dark and the discernment, and I want to hear it again,
Mm-hmm.
incorporating that.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Be of true integrity, of true to yourselves. Know that all that you see is not for your highest good. Know the difference. Use discernment in every part of your life. This is important at this time, as many lies and deceit have surrounded and clouded your visions for far too long. Use this time to reflect upon those things in your personal lives, each one of you. A new way of conduct, a new way of life is upon you. Show mercy and compassion for everyone and love others unconditionally. Do not pass judgment, as this is not of your highest good. Learn to live and to act in the manner of your highest vibration, always with love for yourself and others. I
Okay.
mean,
It's like, they said, learn to live in this new vibration or
yes.
something like that. It was like right in the middle.
Yeah. Learn to live in your highest vibration.
Beautiful.
Always with love. Yeah. Always with love for yourself first, and then others. Mm-hmm.
Learn to live. Yeah. And those are the messages that I'm getting too. Like, don't forget to include yourself.
Yes. Yourself, very
Don't,
important. Yeah.
yeah.
Self-love. Yes.
Yes. And that It's not selfish.
No, no, because you've got to learn to love yourself first before you can pass it on and
And to
and
be
love
an
others.
example,
Yes,
be an
exactly.
example to others. This is how you love yourself.
Right.
This is how you honor yourself. And this is how you honor the God spark inside of
Mhm.
you.
Yes. It's so beautiful. Really beautiful.
It's just sacred.
Yeah. Very sacred.
Okay. So you and I have talked a lot about the mystery school
Oh,
that
yes.
we are going to build and spread this, not just love and light, but the teaching, these
Yes.
teachings. And so when I was meditating before this live, sitting in the sun, listening to my music, doing what I do, I got some messages, and it started out about the school, and then it ended up being um, for this live. So,
Wow.
and talking about loving yourself and it being sacred, that, they keep playing out so that it's very clear
Yeah.
how they want me to move forward. Like you said, they'll show you.
Oh, they'll show you.
They will show you whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
And lately, I'm just thankful that I'm liking it. When they're showing me things, I'm like, all right, I got it. I understood the lesson. Like, um, so it's in my chicken scratch here.
Yeah.
But
Mine too.
yeah, right. They want old
Yeah,
school type.
exactly. To write it down. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me see how we go. Okay. And they want people to know, anyone who is watching this and listening, that when they say you is at times you, meaning me, you at times is the collective. And then when we refer to you, sometimes it's both. And you will know which is which to whoever is listening.
Yes.
So they say, some mystery school content is not to be shared. Yes, pass on the information in the form of teaching as you see fit. But to the bulk of the curriculum, with only masters, it shall fit. This information is not for all, as only the ones who hear and answer the call will access the realm we've gifted to you. Through your love and devotion, to truth and spirit, we know with whom to share as they want to grow. With much knowledge and trust is given, the converse holds true that from some it must be hidden. Such are the laws of how the universe has been. This is Earth's duality, the lessons it's learned, that while blessings and grace need not be earned, the sacred vows must be felt and held in one's heart space, never to be used as fodder for egoic competition or race. This is why we come to you now, all who are ready and all who commit to the will of the heart, honoring and still, with certainty that if one stays on course, one shall never suffer remorse. 'Tis not required in this new world, as crystalline structures filling our core never leaves us wanting more. As Jesus said repeatedly, but with patience, much comes to those who persevere on the path of righteousness with nothing to fear. Let us assist in making things clear. Why events need to happen on Gaia's inner and outer sphere, the revelations and upheavals that were much foretold, and you are but one of the bold that chose to continue along the path of awakening explosions along with those concurrent exposures of those who meant to do her harm, but you and others like you have not only sounded the alarm, but embody and exude the antidote to what they might have gotten away with if it weren't for you. The lightworkers are ready and thirst to engage in bringing about universal change. We honor you, please know. We have so much compassion in the willingness you show to bring about majestic and literal flow.
Wow.
Right? Like, are we so lucky we get these? It's
That is so beautiful.
humbling.
Yes.
And this is Mother Mary leading today's feminine collective on this day. Well, they said, okay, today, Mother Mary leading today's feminine collective.
Wow.
And it's Palm Sunday, and we're having a full moon eclipse. And
wow. I know. Yeah. Yeah. And the message that I got, I mean, it's just, yeah, it goes with everything that you just said.
right?
Yeah. Yes.
Mine just has more words, you know?
But yeah, it's so beautiful. It's like, wow. So we're all here working together. Yeah.
We really are. So tell me, when we got on this, you said, oh, can you feel the energies today about, Palm Sunday?
Oh,
and the moon, and tell me what you're
feel the
feeling.
energy. I just feel so much energy. It's like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's like, it's different, but it feels good though. It feels really good. Like a beautiful burst of love. Maybe that's the way to say it. Yeah, it just feels,
Yeah,
yeah, it feels like a burst of love.
it does feel like a burst. And I do feel like it's like the first of many to come.
Yes,
Because
yes.
they did talk about like these awakening explosions and concurrent exposures. Yeah, okay. And so then, this message of duality is, yeah, there's going to be awakening explosions, or however they put it, awakening explosions, like more bursts,
More
but
bursts.
also the concurrent exposures, more darkness
Yeah,
is
exactly.
revealed.
More darkness is revealed. Exactly. Wow.
So you're also feeling loved, right? Like that's a good way of putting it. Like that's all there is, kind of all encompassing in those. That's the gift that we're given. So
Right.
don't you feel a lot more confident?
Yes, more
Recently?
confident, more relaxed, more peaceful. More peaceful. Yes.
Yeah.
In what you know, and what you feel. Yeah. Yeah. It's just beautiful. It's a beautiful energy. Yeah.
Yeah. I had a practitioner to practitioner hypnosis session this week with my friend Gwen. You have to meet Gwen. And when she was tapping into the blue energy of light, or of love, blue light and love collective, something like that. And they were saying that basically they were telling me to have patience. Because I was always asking, always wondering, like, what's next? What's coming? What do you mean explosions? Or what do you mean
Yes, yeah.
astrologically? And I've gotten so many messages about April things, April happenings, let's put it. And they were saying that each one of us is going to feel something very different. To you and I right now, we're feeling these as bursts of love,
Yeah.
confidence,
And
and a
confidence.
knowing and a trusting in what we know.
Mhm. In
And
trusting
in,
what we're hearing, these messages that we're hearing. Gosh, yeah,
I mean, I don't know
yeah.
about you, Rose, but I doubted these messages for a very long time, or what seems like a very long time.
Well, in the beginning of my journey, I was doubting, just like you said. I was doubting. I was like, well, I wasn't sure. But as time went by, I was given confirmation, literally
Ow.
given confirmation
I
by
was just
other
talking about this
people.
this morning.
Yeah, I was given confirmation, and I'm like, okay, wow, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
So I started trusting in what I was hearing
Mhm.
in the messages and then feeling as well. So that's been a big part of my journey, trusting what you're
Trusting.
hearing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And feeling confident in yourself.
And that's a
You
recent one that they've
Yeah,
been working on
feeling
with me.
confident to let others know, you know, what you're hearing and giving that message out. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think that's so beautiful. And the people are going to experience these bursts, as you and I call them, as maybe intense feelings of things that might be uncomfortable, like you and
Yes.
I had to go through.
Right. Oh, yes.
Right. Which, you know, leads to the spiritual awakening. Like at the time, I was thinking, why am I all alone? Why do I have to go through this? Like, what did I ever loving do to deserve this?
To deserve this.
Yes. Like, I know that I was not perfect and I could have, like list all the human frailties and
Right.
stuff. There's no short list when it comes to the
Yeah,
things that I've done.
exactly.
But I was like, none of that equals this. Um,
Yeah.
so, they do talk about having to watch others go through that will be difficult for us
Yeah. Oh, I can imagine.
precisely
Yeah.
because we can identify with that pain.
Right. Right.
So
And
closely
we've
and so
been through
strongly.
it and we've experienced it.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that is how they felt watching us go through it.
Wow.
Yeah. That we weren't never alone. It hurt them just as much. And they had such
So
compassion for us.
that exactly. So that comes back to what my message said: be compassionate and non-judgmental,
Yeah.
right? As
Yeah.
everyone else is going through these, yeah, awakenings.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. And know
Makes
that
so much sense. Yeah.
they chose this journey. That's another message that we were getting when
Yes.
I was um, listening with my friend Gwen is know that they, those people chose the path to awaken now as opposed to earlier. So not that you can't feel empathy and compassion for them, but um, it was more of an explaining, like, listen, this is just a different time for them. And
Yeah.
luckily, they have the resources that you guys didn't. I don't know about you, but I didn't have very many resources
Yeah.
out
Well,
there.
yeah, exactly. No, I didn't. Yeah. I didn't know anything about it. I was like, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was yeah, I had to look everything up
yeah,
and
and find people.
find people. That's how I found this community. That's why it was like, oh
Yeah,
my gosh, you know, all these other people are going through this. Yeah, or have gone through it. And
yeah.
now they're speaking about it, which is wonderful because it does help. It
But
makes a big
I
difference.
needed the trailblazers
I did
to,
too.
to show me,
Yeah.
but there weren't very many. And now it's like, oh,
Yeah.
I get it.
But I believe that this is why so many of us are coming together so that we can help
Mhm.
everyone else around us awaken too. and we can be those guides,
Yes.
so to
They say
speak.
guides and beacons of light. It's so interesting that you said that.
Yes, yes,
Beacons of light. That is my job, is just to keep being a beacon of light. Doesn't
that's
mean to be
exactly right.
perfect. Does
Yes,
not mean to be perfect. That's not what's, but trying to hold the light. Hold the light for people.
hold the light for people.
Hold the
Yeah,
light for people. So it says, where's the thing about the light workers? Because you're right. The light workers are ready and thirst to engage.
yeah.
In bringing about this universal change, right? And
Need we
so,
say more? Need we say more?
isn't that how you feel?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so
beautiful.
wonderful.
It really is.
Mhm.
I feel so honored, you know? I feel honored
Yeah,
to be in this, um,
yeah,
where I am at now. I do.
yeah.
In this role, I guess I would say, in this role.
And they keep giving the word master, like the school is the path of the master mystery school. And for how many years did we not know? Was it all a mystery to us? Let's put it that way.
Mhm.
Why the universe works the way it does, why there's suffering, why there are some people that go through this, why we had to go through this. Like, and I don't think, well, I know we don't know everything, but don't you feel like you have a lot of those answers now, or at least things that make sense and the confirmations?
And the confirmations, yeah. It's like, oh, it's like a puzzle.
Yep,
It's like a puzzle.
you're right. And they did give me an image of a puzzle that just had the outer thing done. Like that's how,
And we're filling it in.
yes. Okay, so you got all the outer pieces, but that was only
Yeah,
the first step to like
yeah,
link together and find these people and
right.
link it together. Now you got to do the inside. That's not so easy.
Yeah,
It's a little bit more intricate. And
yeah.
okay, all right, I'm down for it. I'll do it. So, um, what services do you offer? Because I want to make sure, you as a guide and anybody who is watching this or listening to this comes across this at any time knows that we are here to help, but in what way?
Well, what I've been doing and recently is channeling, so I can channel for
Okay.
others. Yeah, I also do Akashic readings, and those have been really very interesting for my own self, but yeah,
Yes.
that and
Yes.
very helpful for others as well. And I'm a healer, so I also do healing with light language.
How do, like, I know this obviously, but how do the Akashic records heal as opposed to um, simple curiosity? And how does the light language heal? Can you explain that to people?
Mm. Akashic record, I think that it heals your past, maybe problems that you're having now, say in your relationships, for instance. And um, so if you look into your past, you will know why you're going through what you're going through currently.
Yeah.
And it just makes sense when you look at your past and you can fix it.
Mm.
You can actually fix it.
And I think that we've been so used to like going to a therapist
Yes.
for
Yeah.
that, right? But this is
Right.
like going to the greatest therapist on earth,
I know.
you know,
And your own person.
exponential. Yeah. But this textbook, literally the Akashic Records and the whole library, is just for you.
For you. It's you. It's made for you.
Yes. And
Right.
you can gain access a little bit for that.
Mhm.
So I don't know if you've had this experience yet, but in my Akashic record reading, it's really not even just the library. I mean, all the Akashic records, like think about if you go into a library and
Hmm.
you've got an hour to be in the library, which section are you going to go to first, right? You can't possibly get all of them. So for most of the people that come to my readings, they get healing more than like galactic information or, you know,
Hmm. Hmm.
stuff like
Yes,
that. I have a
it is
feeling that
healing.
you do the
Yes.
same thing.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that frequency, being in the frequency of the Akashic records, no matter what, even if you're just curious and you're getting information,
Right,
being
right.
in the records is healing.
You bring that
But when,
healing, right? Whatever you may be saying,
yeah,
it brings healing to whoever you're reading for, as
yeah,
well as yourself. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Um, they're saying to me now that those tingling sensations, yeah, they're giving me
Yeah.
this
Light
here, and I
language.
know you do your. Is
Yes.
that your symbol for light language?
Yes.
Okay, I did not know that. Okay, so apparently we're supposed to talk about the light language. So does
Okay.
light language do the same thing?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And I didn't, I had no idea why I would do this. And all of a sudden, and so then I
Yep.
started, I don't know why, I started looking at light language videos and I saw their movements. And I said, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I do. Yeah.
Yep. uh, I had to ask in some forum. I'm like, listen, when I'm meditating, my hands like just want to like move and
Move.
flow and
Yes.
whatever. Like, what is that? And they're like, oh, that's kriyases, and mudras, and they gave me a language for that. But
Oh, wow. Yes. I had no idea. Now you've taught me something new.
yeah, and I thought, well, that's weird. And then the more I looked into it, I was like, wait, if qigong, that's not weird. People do that,
Yes.
or the Reiki symbols. People don't
Right,
think
right.
that's
The Reiki
weird.
symbols. Exactly. Yeah.
So I don't know.
Hmm.
I kept you 1 minute longer. We promised they were going to be a half hour, but let's end at 3:33. Want to?
Okay. Sounds perfect.
All right. Do you have any parting messages?
Uh, well, actually, okay, I'm getting the angels would like to bring a light language message before we leave.
Makes perfect sense. Let's do it.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
And this is for the collective love being sent from the angels. Wanialum salutia Hoshinia Malitu Hala Hayamista Ulayuta Halakualita Hoshita Hoshitamata Wa Yahu Hosalita Wanyama Halakawa Halikia Satu, satu mati. Wala, miau. Sinya, sinyalanyu, maluta, maluta ma. Wow. Ooh, my head's spinning.
I was gonna ask you, how do you feel? I was like, well, let me just give her
Oh,
a
yeah,
second. That was
yeah.
beautiful. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much for doing that, Rose.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. You're
You
welcome.
want to do this again next week?
Sure, I'd love to.
Okay, so I'll see how this live went, my first live on YouTube. So who knows if it
Okay.
was live or not, but I recorded it anyway, so I'll upload it as soon as we're done.
Okay.
And we'll do it again next week.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. We'll have some more messages. I'm sure it'll be wow,
Yeah,
profound messages as this week is, I feel this week is really sacred. So,
yeah,
mhm.
yeah. Every Easter,
Yeah, it's like,
every,
yeah, that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling this time is it's it's very sacred. So we have to keep in meditation.
yeah,
Mhm,
you're right.
We're
You're
gonna
right.
get
Not just today, but this
a
whole
lot of
week.
downloads.
A lot of downloads. Okay.
Yeah,
And everybody write them down and send them in or put them in the comments or
yeah.
wouldn't that be fun?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All of the
Definitely.
light healers, the light workers, like share your messages here and we can put out other
Share.
people's messages too.
Right, exactly.
Let's see how many times the guides and the angels can say the same thing in a different way. And it will all be beautiful, you know. Oh,
Yes.
I love
Yeah.
it.
So
All
much
right.
light.
So much light. Yeah. Thank you so much, Rose.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. This has been fun. I
Thank you.
love
I'm
it.
going to press stop and recording.